Last month, I got myself a pair of them skates, and the first question out of everybody's mind is, well, how good are they, right? Are they your favorite skates? Are they the best skates that you've found? And they're really good. So I've been skating them for about a month now. I've put up videos of my skating. I've skated them flat. I've skated them anti-rocker. I've skated them with big wheels, and they're really good. My favorite skates for aggressive are the USD Aeon, the 60 millimeter USD Aeon. These ones. So I have these set up, with just generic Valo wheels, nothing crazy. They are a size 910. They are 60 millimeter Aeon. They have a MyFit Skinny Boy liner. I swapped out the insoles for, what's in here? I don't know what I swapped it out with. Some gel, maybe the Go Project gel insoles. They're great skates. Absolutely great skates. But the question is, are these better than the them skates? Here's the them skates. So these are the them skates. These are the 908's, the ones that I've been skating for the last few weeks. They are UFS, fairly stock. I swapped on some 50-50 balance frames. I'm riding some dead champagne wheels with juice blocks. 50-50 bearings coming soon. They're very nice. But stock liner, I replaced the insole. Otherwise, it's a fairly standard plastic shell 908 boot. And they skate great. I have not skated this good in my life. Like, I feel like I'm confident. I feel like this Royale groove is so good. The small notch makes a huge difference in the way that you do Royales. You don't have to get as low. You can put more pressure on this sole plate and not have the fear of slipping out because you're going too low. That was my problem with those rollerblade New Jacks. I was going so low and I kept slipping out. With these, I have no fear. I can jump on down ledges. I can jump on ledges fast, first try, and I don't have any issues. So these are great skates. But where do they match compared to the Aeons? Well, I think for a UFS boot, these are by far my favorite UFS aggressive skates. The price point is amazing. $165 is an incredible price for a boot only. It doesn't have anything you don't need. So it doesn't have the carbon. It doesn't have the what do they call them? The skins, like a Roman Abrate or a USD carbon. It is bare bones plastic shell with a sole plate, and it's $165, and that is a hard price to beat. If money were no object, I still really like these skates. The responsiveness is second to none. What I love most about the Aeon is the feeling that you're just skating with wheels on your feet. And that is a very similar feeling that I get with my Seba CJs, which are these ones that I'm riding now with Wizard frames. These are monster boots. Carbon bottom. It's got the built-in insole liner thing. It's got the 45-degree strap. These are incredible skates, but they're not my favorite for aggressive. I think the carbon is great, but the carbon, you have to bend down really low. You don't get much of a flex when you're riding carbon boots. So when you're doing topside tricks, and I'm not very good at topside tricks, so for some of us who are better at topside tricks, you probably don't have this problem. But I'm not very good at topside tricks, and I need all the help that I can get. With a carbon boot, you've really got to get low, and you got to put most of your weight on your knees and not on your ankles and twisting a little bit. I still do that. I'm going to get better, but unless you can do that, I think this is going to be a difficult skate to ride aggressive. It is great for big wheels, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. It is great for big wheels, but it is not the great aggressive boot. So I mean, it's a really hard skate to beat. Now, granted, I haven't skated the K2s yet. I haven't skated the USD Carbons yet. There are a few other skates that I haven't tried yet. But for a UFS boot, I've got to say this is probably my favorite UFS boot. The mix of the stability, the responsiveness, this sole plate, I get the same feeling as I got with my USD Aeon, where it felt like the wheels were just attached to my feet. There's no wiggle. You know, I get a little bit of wiggle with a Razor Shift. Just because of the way that that IFC system mounts to the boot, there's a little bit of play. There's nothing here. You know, you've got these 2, 4, 6, 8 bolts that go into the boot. That's pretty solid, and that's a really great feeling. But there is a but. You're still limited by UFS. So I love skating juice blocks, and full disclosure, I own the company, so it's no joke that I love skating them. I brought the company back because I wanted to skate them. I love skating juice blocks, but if I were skating flat, the USD Aeon is a much better skate. Now, you could definitely put on a wish frame, and a wish frame is an amazing setup. The wish frame, I honestly don't have one here right now, but the wish frame, you know, you ride 60 millimeter in the middle, 72s on the outside. The 60s are pushed all the way out. It's kind of like a juice block setup where you've got this really nice groove in this grinding area, but the frame is longer and it gives you a slight rocker, which means that when you're riding, these 60 millimeter wheels that end up right here, they're what touches the most, and they're what you get when you're doing your turns and stuff. It is a great setup, and it is a great frame. I haven't skated the wish frame on these skates yet, but I don't know that that's enough. I feel that for straight up aggressive, if all you wanted to do was go to a skate park and do everything at the skate park, you'd be hard pressed to beat the USD Aeon 60. Just looking at this skate, you can see why. This split, because they don't have to worry about UFS. So the UFS standard is how we mount frames to boots. I have a boot here. This is the old Valo V13. And you can see on the bottom, there's these two little nibbins. These are M6 bolts. They are 167 millimeters from front to back. And these are what mount frames onto your boots. If you had a frame like this blank frame, you could see that the nubbins on the inside, the receptors, are 167 millimeters from front to back. You can put any UFS frame on any UFS boot within reason and mount the frame bolts, same frame bolts, and you're good to go. That is an incredible flexibility. You can ride big wheels like those Wizards. You can ride little wheels. You can ride three-wheel, tri-skates like the Kaiser Trimax. That is a great flexibility. But because of these mounting points, you can't make a frame like this. This is a very unique frame. And I feel personally as though this frame is what I want. A flat 60 frame with the widest split, wheel bite protection. I feel like the USD Aeon for me is still probably the best aggressive skate there is. Out of the box, you don't have to worry about buying frames. You don't have to worry about anything. It just does everything that you want right out of the box. If somebody were getting into aggressive right now and said, you know what, I used to skate, I want to skate again, what would you recommend? I would recommend the USD Aeon. I think it's the easiest skate to get out of the box, and it's by far the best frame that you can get for aggressive skating. Now, the catch is, and this is kind of wishy-washy, and I don't plan on sitting on the fence here, but the catch is if you want a little bit of flexibility. So if all you're doing is looking for an aggressive boot, USD Aeon, my choice. I think the USD Aeon 60 is the best aggressive skate. If you wanted a more all-around skate, if you planned on doing some urban, if you planned on doing grinds and skate park and big wheels, then it's got to be the them. I think this is the best skate. I skated them with the big Trimax They felt great. They didn't feel as good as my Seba, and I didn't expect them to. They're not a carbon boot. They don't have the 45-degree strap. But something about this lacing system, about the stiffness of this plastic shell, really makes it feel comfortable and solid on my feet. I don't mind having a bigger wheel. And I had a problem back with, where was it? Oh, it was with the rollerblade New Jacks, where I was a little worried about the height and the razor shift when I was trying the IFC system with the ground control three wheels. You feel like, you know, that wheelbase is too high and you start moving around. I didn't have as much of a problem on this. Now, it wasn't as good as if I were skating a dedicated tri-skate. It wasn't as good as my Seba, but it was really good. So my verdict, if you are planning on getting just an aggressive skate and all you want to do is skate ledges and skate park, get yourself a pair of USD Aeon 60's. If you want to have a little bit more flexibility, if you want to skate big wheels, anything other than just a skate park and ledges, then you should get yourself a pair of them 908's.